Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. So in today's video I wanted to talk to you about why learning to play the piano in 30 days or less doesn't work. So if I'm looking down, then that's just because I've made a few notes on my iPad that I want to talk to you about so that I don't go off on one and waffle away. So you've all seen the adverts online. I'm sure a lot of you have seen all the adverts online and all the Google ads, etc., of learning the piano in 30 days or 29 days or 20 days, whatever it is. So I wanted to make a video on why these sites are pretty rubbish and why, in my opinion, they don't work. I'm not going to name any sites in particular. You can go on Google and you can see them all for yourself. Some of them are called sort of piano method, this method and that method and things like that, but they're all based basically on learning the piano in 30 days. So first of all, this is just my opinion. If you guys have tried that and you like it, then that's absolutely fine. Horses for courses, you do you, I'll do me kind of thing. So this video isn't here to offend anybody. It's just my personal opinion as to why I don't think, as a classical musician and teacher of 20 odd years, why I know and why I don't think those learn to play the piano in 30 days sites just don't work. And I'm going to tell you why I think they don't work. So please don't take this personally. It's just my thoughts and opinions. Okay, so basically 30 days, not enough time to understand what you're looking at. How can you do anything in 30 days? It's 30 days. I didn't spend 30 days learning to play the piano. I spent more like 30 years learning to play the piano and violin as well. So number one, it's just not enough time. Number two, they only give you a general overview of the subject matter and concept, but not how to put it into practice. So my courses and my video lessons, I'll link them underneath if anybody's interested. I concentrate on teaching you skills. I focus on the skills, not the quick fixes. So I will teach you the foundations and I will teach you the skills so that you can go away and apply those skills to everything. These sites just give you a general overview, so you're not really learning too much about one thing. You're just sort of, you're just looking at an overhead view and just taking a very wide kind of snapshot of everything. Kind of leads me on to number three. It doesn't give you the skills required to be able to apply said knowledge. So again, you're not gaining any skills. It's just more like an overview, just a quick fix. But it's all kind of linked into 30 days just isn't enough to do kind of anything. Number four teaches you gimmicks and unnecessary basic techniques which give the impression that you're learning a skill when in actual fact you're not. So it gives the impression that you're learning something amazing, but in reality you're learning nothing. So it's kind of akin to The Emperor's New Clothes. I'm sure that you've all heard of that one where, it's a long time since I've read about that. The Emperor and His New Clothes, it was just basically where he was going around naked all the time, wasn't he? Because everybody was telling him that, these fine clothes that he had on were really awesome and they were really great when actually he had nothing on.
What's this? Thought the Emperor. My minister can see the cloth. My chancellor can see it. Obviously the weavers can see it. But I can't see anything. Oh, this is terrible. Am I a fool?
So it's kind of a bit akin to The Emperor in His New Clothes. So it just gives the impression that you're learning something, interesting and cool, but in actual fact, you're not. Number five, because it's 1 month, it jumps into a lot of techniques that are really unnecessary. Personally, I think they're unnecessary, such as chords, key signatures, which I think personally is just far too soon for a beginner. And it's often learning by rote as well. Rote, monkey see, monkey do, I play, you play, I play, you play, that kind of thing. And they basically teach you things that I don't even teach my students for years because it's completely unnecessary, not because I don't want them to know about it, just because who needs to know about intervals? Does anybody even know what intervals are, especially you guys out there that are beginners? You don't need to know about intervals, and you don't need to know about intervals until, way into your piano or violin playing. If ever at all, if you want to be a professional musician, absolutely, of course you need to know about intervals, but if you're just a regular person who just wants to play some stuff, you know, just want to play the violin, just want to play the piano, you don't need to know about intervals. So chords as well, you don't need to know about chords. If you want to play the piano, then you're not going to play chords. It's a very different technique. So again, chords is a very kind of quick, kind of gimmicky way of learning to play the piano, and again, it's just bashing out a tune with a chord, playing a chord in the left hand and playing a melody in the right hand, for example, piano I'm talking about here. But again, it's gimmicky. What skill is that you are learning? You know, it does get you playing the piano, but not really the piano in the sense where you can, you know, pick up a piece of Mozart or Bach, or a, you know, piece by Adele or Ed Sheeran, you know, that kind of thing. Number 6, in my opinion, these give you false hope in achieving unattainable goals in a short amount of time, as a lot of reviews and information online are often misleading because they're only biased views towards those particular sites. There's obviously a lot of buzzwords with the promise of standing ovations from your friends and your friends' jaws dropping against the floor because they're so amazed in what you can do. But, you know, let's face it, you can't learn anything in 30 days. I couldn't really teach you anything in 30 days. I couldn't really teach you a skill in 30 days because what I was teaching you would require you to go away and practice that and learn that. So it's like saying I'd have to be teaching you something new every single day for 30 days, but then you don't get the chance to practice what you did on day 1, let alone what you're learning on day 30. Basically, in short, I just think these sites just set you up to fail. You might be able to play a song or two, but again, it's just no transferable skills. And then lastly, they often state that you'll be reading music, playing by ear, and even composing your own music in absolutely no time at all, which I just think, well, it just isn't true. So, you know, again, I just want to say that this video isn't meant to offend anybody, and anybody that is learning in 30 days, you know, that's great, that's for you. But I would just urge you, if you do want to play the piano beyond 30 days, I would urge you that, you know, perhaps you try a proper course. So I've got some 1 to 40 video lessons that I've done. You guys probably all know that on my channel anyway, because you've seen it everywhere. I'll put a link in the description box underneath. But again, my books and my courses focus on teaching you skills. So by the time you get to lesson 40, which is like at the end of book 4, you will be at an intermediate, a good and decent, competent intermediate level. And by intermediate level, I mean someone that could pick up a piece of music and be able to play it. So obviously, you know, not right off the bat, not straight like that, but not straight away just like that, but I mean, you would be able to look at that piece of music, you would be able to understand it, you would at least be able to decipher it, and you would at least be able to work through it and learn it. And that is what my course focuses on, and that is what you guys should be focusing on, not just on my course, but any course that you find, not these quick fixes in 30 days. Where do you think you're going to end up after 30 days? Do you think you're going to end up at a good intermediate kind of level? I don't think so. I think you're going to be playing with chords, and that's all right if you want to play. You want to be able to just play with chords and try to, you know, faff your way through a right hand melody, but you're certainly not going to be reading that from the music, because it takes a lot longer than 30 days to read music, no matter who you are. So there we go. You know, take this video for what it is. I'll put some more information in the description bar directly underneath this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.